Today, I want to share with you 7 tips to help you to feel good about yourself. For many survivors of narcissistic abuse, Christmas is a really tough time of year. It's the time when you can't help yourself, but you look back at what you wish could have been, and you can feel really bad about what is, and you can feel guilty because you can't create the perfect family for your children, or sad because you didn't have the perfect family and you don't have the perfect family. And so many of us experience such a sense of loss and loss of self-esteem over Christmas because we feel we don't measure up. And we don't measure up to the kind of image in the schlocky Christmas movies or in the adverts or in our own fantasies. And God knows we've tried. So it can be really, really tough. And that can happen even if you love Christmas. Or maybe, like me, this year, you've just had a really tough year and you can't get excited about the thought of Christmas. So either way, if you resonate with this, let's look at the 7 things that you can do to feel better about yourself over the Christmas period. And the first one is to start to break the habit of quite possibly an entire lifetime. Quit judging yourself. Yes, you can compare yourself at Christmas to what you should be in your own mind and how it all should look. And comparisonitis really is the death of happiness. You are not anyone else. Some people seem to have it easy. In reality, I don't think anybody actually does. But some people seem to have it a lot easier than you. And if you look at that, it will only hurt you. What you need to do is say, no, I'm not playing that game anymore. I get nothing out of judging myself. I've done it for so long. Does it make me better? No. Does it make me happier? No. Does it help me to do the things I want to do? No. It absolutely strips you of motivation and energy. And it's not true. Because when you're playing comparisonitis, you're looking at the worst of yourself and you're comparing it with the curated vision that you have of other people. So quit judging yourself. If you can say, I will stop this thing of judging myself this Christmas, that will be a huge Christmas gift to yourself. Second, give yourself the credit of having made it through to Christmas. I don't have to know you to know that you've been through a lot. Everybody has over the last few years. Everybody has. However, as someone who's been through narcissistic abuse, which is the kind of pointless, damaging, horrendously bruising experience that nobody should have to go through, you've been through a lot more than most. And you are still standing. Maybe you're just about still standing, but just about is good enough. That shows a huge amount of resilience. And I know and I believe that you have done the best you can through the tough times for the people you care about. That's huge. Give yourself credit for it. Actually start looking at the good stuff you've done. There is always a lot, but I'm guessing that you, like most other survivors, make that the very last thing you focus on. Try and make it the first for a change. Number 3, focus forward. It's so easy at Christmas to focus back on the losses and forwards on the losses projected into the future. That doesn't help you. When I say focus forward, I want you to start thinking of what you want in your life and what you want your life to feel like, or more correctly, how you want to feel in your life. I want to feel happy. I want to feel secure. I want to feel at peace. I want to look at the people around me and see that there are people who care about me, who have my back. I want to know that I'm doing something that's meaningful for me. Focus on that, the feeling. Don't get caught up in the, well, I don't have that right now. No, maybe you don't. But actually, entering into the feeling is a really powerful thing to do. It reminds you that you can feel good again. And your unconscious can work with that much better than the, oh, it's all so awful. Yeah, I accept that there is a lot that could be tough in your life. There usually is in most people's life. And I don't want to diminish what's going on in yours. But focusing on enjoying the feelings that you want is a really important way of creating a space for them. You don't know what the future can bring you, but it can bring you a lot of good things. You do want to be ready for that. Number 4, no matter how hard things are, remember why they had to be the way they are. You wouldn't have wanted to break up with an abusive partner. You certainly wouldn't have wanted to cut off the relationship with an abusive sibling or parent. If you did it, it was because you had to do that. You did what you were driven to do. You did your best to hold everything together to make it as good as it could be. And when that consistently failed, you had to move forward and do the things that you did. So remember that you did not flippantly say, oh gosh, I'm done with this. I think I'll just go off and smash up everything that mattered to me. You did it because you absolutely had to. And when you remember that, you validate yourself. You deserve to give yourself the gift of validation. Number 5, let go of having to know how things will get better. Not better. When things are tough, we have this vision of what better would look like. That vision is actually not helpful because it cuts out a lot of other possibilities, and because if that is where you want to get, you just think there's one path to it. That's never true. Trust that things will get better and let go of the how. The how you don't know. It can be so wildly improbable, the step that will take you to where you want to be. It may be anything but the step that you think would be the right one. Number 6, take one. We don't like baby steps because we don't think that baby steps are going to take us where we want to go. But baby steps have worked very, very well for babies all around the years for about as long as there have been babies. So I think we all actually radically underestimate the value of baby steps. And I would urge you not to. Take one small step in whatever direction you can. The knock-on effects are great because at least you can say to yourself, yay, I have done something. And one small step motivates you to take another and another. And it doesn't feel like the seismic change that you want at any given time, but it is the best way to actually transform your life entirely. And number 7, let go of the time frame. We have this idea of how quickly we ought to be able to achieve the life stages that we think we ought to be able to achieve. And that includes healing from narcissistic abuse, finding another partner, sorting your whole life out, getting back on your feet, all of this fine stuff. Excuse me. You don't know the time frame, because it's not about the time frame. It's about the learnings along the way. You cannot get to a result like being catapulted forward into the next relationship, and for that to be enduring and meaningful, if you haven't become enriched by the learnings and the wisdoms and the insight and the experience that you pick up along the way in whatever time frame that happens to be. Is that irritating? Yeah, I would say it's as irritating as hell. It really is. But that's the way we work. You don't turn around to a child who's taking their first steps and say, for God's sake, just get the damn thing right. Get your walking sorted so you can get your running sorted so you can do the next thing. You just don't, because you know that it's a process and you have to honor that process. That's what healing is about. You want to honor your own process. And I will tell you, not just from my own experience, but from the experience of all the clients that I've worked with, that when you do honor your own process, it gets easier and it gets quicker. So there you are, the 7 things that you can do to make Christmas a little easier on yourself, or actually quite a lot easier on yourself, and set you up for a much better New Year. So quit judging yourself. Give yourself the credit for having made it through this far. Focus forward in a good way. No matter how hard things are, remember the reason why they had to be that hard. Let go of having to know how things will get better and what that better will look like. Take one small step and let go of the time frame. And be kind to yourself this Christmas. Do whatever you can find that gives you a little bit of joy. Bye for now.